We were Team 5, and our project was Recovery as a Service, which is basically a cloud platform that will essentially connect the patients and their physical therapists and their doctors all together in one system to better improve the physical therapy recovery process. So my name is Guste Rubicate, and I was in charge of our device integration, which we use the Fitbit for. Then we have Cicely Sadler, who was in charge of our website and web portal development. Christoph Brown was in charge of mobile device application. And we had William Shaw, who did all the server and the back-end stuff.
We have created Recovery as a Service. It is a cloud-based platform designed to provide the infrastructure to make physical therapy collaborative in the digital age. Recovery as a Service, or RAS as we sometimes call it, synchronizes doctors with patients, providing real-time activity tracking via connected devices, workout self-reporting, communication interfaces, and calendar events. Doctors have the added flexibility to view their patients' progress throughout the entire duration of their program. They can offer feedback, they can schedule appointments, and additionally, they can even modify a patient's program based off of the progress that they're making. Clients will be able to view their activities throughout the duration of their program. They'll be able to chat with their physical therapists, and additionally, they can allow their parents, their friends and family, their coaches, their employers to subscribe to their physical therapy recovery feed to ensure that progress remains consistent. We accomplish this with a secure design that seamlessly integrates recovery in a modernized fashion that maximizes physical therapy success rates. Recovery as a Service will be available on the Google Play Store and available to users whenever they need to use it. So when users log into our mobile application, they'll see up top here that the plan that they're progressing towards, as well as the % completion up here. Also, today's Friday, and we can see all the tasks that a patient needs to use. We've leveraged Cisco Webex Teams as our communication interface for our application. This permits users to use voice calling, video calling, or instant messaging to the medical practitioners. Over on the plan tab here, we can see the ACL tear that we're working towards. We can see our doctor's name, our plan name, as well as the % completion, the completion date. And we can also see a list of tasks for what we need to complete on a certain day. And if we tap any one of them, we can see what the task is with a short description, as well as whether or not it's been completed. Going over to the work tab, we can see our calendar interface for users. They can see what days that they have. They can see what days that they have their physical therapy workouts on. If we tap any day, we can see what the task is that we have to complete on that day. Up top, we have optional self-workout reporting for an ACL tear. This means a patient might be doing running, stretching, icing, or lifting. They can self-report however many miles, minutes, seconds that they're done for the day, then submit it. Under device monitoring, our project leverages the use of a Fitbit device. We can tap any day to see exactly how many steps were taken. And this is information that is visible to your medical practitioners, such that if they find out that you might not have completed a workout for a day, that's a moment in time where they can step in and say, hey, we need to make sure that you're on top of these workouts so you can get healthy as soon as possible.
So how Recovery as a Service would operate from a doctor or physical therapist perspective is the doctor would first create an account for their specific patient, and the physical therapist would be able to log in into their specific account, their RAS account. And from logging into their RAS account, they will be able to view a list of the patients that are participating in any particular plan. These plans could be anywhere from ACL tear to an ankle sprain, to any other things that the doctor has logged. From there, the doctor will be able to, and the physical therapist will also be able to view the recovery plan of a specific patient. After the physical therapist selects to view the recovery plan, they will be then brought to this screen in which they can view the patient's calendar, complete with all of the tasks that the patient also has access to, a plan date, a start date, and the progress that the patient has completed on their plan. Up here, if the patient were, like I said, participating in any other physical therapy plan, the physical therapist will be able to change that. From this page also, the physical therapist can go in and make active changes to the recovery plan. If, for example, if they see that the patient needs some adjustments in how many steps they're taking or how long they're icing, they can go in and add new tasks. And the final addition of the web portal for the doctor user is that they can actually view how many steps the doctor is taking for this specific use case. And this data could be anything, like I said, this is from Fitbit steps, but it could be anything from how much water the patient is taking in or how many recorded exercises they've done. And all of this information is stored into a central location so that the doctor can go in and view it whenever they would like to, and specifically when the patient is active and they're reviewing their account.
So for the design of our project, it was mostly software based, and there's a couple key components. We have a doctor web portal, which is our website. We have a mobile app, and we also have a Fitbit device. This is pretty much our only hardware device that we use for our project. And then we had a bunch of back-end server stuff. Mainly Cisco Webex Teams was for our communication. For the meat of our project, we use our own custom RAS database. And what this was, it was built on AWS, and we used a couple of the services in there. One was API Gateway, 2 was Lambda, and 3 was DynamoDB. API Gateway allowed us to talk to external, or basically make our database available to publicly over the web. Lambdas were function calls that allowed us to process information on our database and process requests. And DynamoDB was our main data storage database. For our Fitbits, we were able to communicate to our Fitbit database, which had all the Fitbit data that a user would track on their Fitbit device. And we basically just used a function call to bring that data into our database.
The hardest challenge that our team faced while working on this project was probably on the software development side. There were a few issues that we faced in developing and establishing network connections, also developing algorithms to actually store and process the data and present it in a way that is user-friendly and understandable for our front-end users. Additionally, we faced a couple problems in device integration, in understanding how the data is coming in from the Fitbit server and how can that be stored on our AWS platform. And all of these problems were essentially a part of the software development process. Any problems that are faced when developing code, keeping the user in mind was how we were able to overcome a lot of these challenges and understanding what data was important for the user and what data was not.
What we learned about product development is that you have to plan for mistakes, and documentation is everything.